everyone, thanks for joining me today. I just wanted to do a quick video on my current journals and planner system for 2018, and as you can see I've got a few things here that are kind of in rotation at the moment, so let's just jump in and I can explain to you how I'm using them. So for anyone who's already subscribed to my channel, you may have seen my bullet journal setup video. I'll leave a card in the top right hand corner which will link you to the video that I filmed recently. This is my Leuchtturm 1917 dot grid journal. It is my bullet journal for this year and so far I'm really liking it. These are just a few of the weekly setups. I've got a few different layouts for each week. So this was a look at last week. I like how it looks, but it was kind of cramped and I didn't have too much room. I do like this one a lot though, because there is a bit more space for me to be able to write all my different plans and stuff. If you want to check that out, be sure to click on the video and have a look for yourself. The main thing about my bullet journal here is I basically just have it sitting on my desk. It doesn't actually leave the house. And as you might know, I just kind of need it to be really neat and simple and, well, my version of simple, I guess, and minimal and clean, and it's just to make my life a bit more efficient, which is the whole point of a planner. I have had a few questions about the collection setup in my bullet journal. As you can see from the index here, I don't actually have any collections, and basically the point of not having any collections in my bullet journal, as I explained in my other video, was because it takes up a lot of pages and it's also kind of irritating to have to transfer so many lists to a new bullet journal if I was to use this one up. So yeah, that's kind of where my traveler's notebook comes into play. My traveler's notebook, as you'll see in a moment, kind of works in conjunction with my bullet journal. So I guess you could say that they work together to keep me organized. So here's my traveler's notebook. For anyone wondering, it is a Chic Sparrow Mr. Darcy in the color Toffee in the size B6 Slim, and it is a deluxe, so it does have the stitching and the pockets on the inside. I do have an unboxing video that I filmed of this one. Again, I'll leave a link to that one in a card in the top right hand corner so you can check that out for yourself. But if you do watch that video and then you compare it to the traveler's notebook that I'm showing here today in this video, you'll see that it's gotten a lot of scratches and dints and kind of general wear and tear. I should probably mention that I have rolled the leather on this one and I really love the way that it's turned out. It's gotten a lot of wrinkles and it just looks a bit more aged. It's kind of rugged, it feels really nice in my hands, it's pretty chunky. I think I would like to put another notebook in there as well, but for the moment I've got 7 notebooks. I'm pretty happy with it so far. It's kind of like the first traveler's notebook that I've done a decent amount of setting up in. I do plan on using this one as a daily carry, and like I said, the bullet journal stays at home on my desk. This one has sort of notes on the go. It contains all my collections and lists, and yeah, this one is more of like a daily to do and forward planning. Okay, so let's just jump right in and have a look. Okay, so hopefully this is a bit better. I do apologize for the glare that's on this dashboard. But to start us off, I like the pockets on the left. I've got quite a few stickers in here and little sampler packs. I believe that this bow die cut came in a pack of, I think it was 7 die cuts. It was on special. It was a really good little pack, and I believe that was from Tickled Pink Planning, and I'm pretty certain that this one was by the same person that designed this die cut here with my name and my Instagram handle. It was by Doodles Do Stickers. Doodles Do Stickers. I hope I've said that right. Just taking a little peek inside, I've got a few different stickers. I've got my functional daily stickers. Sorry about these little bits as well, because after I rolled my Mr. Darcy, I noticed that a few little fibers have come out from the back pocket, but I don't know, it doesn't really bother me that much. I've got a few stickers from GP Sticker Studio, a couple from Whimsical Cat. There's little samplers that I've been using and loving so far. As always, I'll leave all the shop links and names down below in the description box, so be sure to check them out. And for anyone wondering as well, the dashboards that I've actually got here are by Chic Sparrow, and you can tell because it's got their brand name down in the bottom right hand corner. I've also got a Polaroid here from my wedding day. You could probably guess that from what my husband and I are wearing. It was obviously one of the happiest days of my life, aside from my daughter being born. And I do have some photos of her, which you'll see in a moment. But yeah, just flipping over now, I've got a few die cuts and things. I love my die cuts. And as you can see, I really wanted to have a color theme that sort of ran through the whole Traveler's Notebook. It just sort of makes sense to me, and it kind of just looks a little bit less cluttered, and yeah, I don't know, I just like it. So this is a few different embellishment clusters that I made, some washi tape. This is a paint chip sample. This is a die cut from Whimsical Cat Studio, again from Tickled Pink Planning. Actually, both of these are. And before I get into the inserts here, not all the inserts in this Traveler's Notebook are from this brand. I've made a few of the Traveler's Notebooks. They're not as good as these ones though. However, I do need to make a special mention of Natty Planning. She was amazing. She made these beautiful inserts for me. I was having a lot of trouble coming across some B6 Slim inserts. Wherever I looked on Etsy, there was only B6 inserts, and it was kind of frustrating. So I sent an email to Natty Planning, or Annette, and she was able to accommodate my needs by getting her B6 inserts and sort of shrinking them down to the B6 Slim size. They did arrive with a white cover. You can choose a few different patterns, but I chose white, and then I went ahead and put some scrapbooking paper and decorations on the front. The paper quality is super nice and smooth and beautiful to write on. This first one is my monthly insert. It's pretty simple. It's got a month on a 2-page spread. Goes from January all the way to December of this year. It's got a lot of space to be able to write in. It's got the nice feminine typography. I do plan on adding a few more decorations to it. It's pretty basic for now. I think at this stage it's kind of purely functional, but I think I might go back and decorate it later. There's the back of the insert, which is just a little die cut saying I love you to the moon and back. This is an old tag that I had in my stash, and another die cut from Tickled Pink Planning. I'm pretty sure I used all the die cuts from her, so you might see similar die cuts. Now this insert is my weekly insert. If you follow my Instagram, you may have seen one of the weekly spreads that I put up recently. So it's a week on 2 pages. This top left-hand box doesn't have anything written here, so you can pretty much have it whatever you want it to be. So that was last week. Oh, sorry, that was 2 weeks ago. This was last week. And I'm having a lot of fun being able to decorate them and fill them out. On the back of this insert, I've got a few different die cuts and decorations. These are just little things from my stash that I wanted to use up and sort of keep the theme going of the same color palette. Here is my insert for my collections. This is another insert made by Natty Planning, and as I mentioned before, instead of having my collections in my bullet journal, I have them in my Traveler's Notebook. It's also a really good idea to do this because, as I said, this is my everyday carry, and I can sort of add to this on the go, whereas with my bullet journal, I will only be able to add to it once I'm at home. So to give you an idea, there's my index. Again, just letting you know, I have only just sort of set this up recently, so there's not going to be too much in terms of content inside the notebooks just yet. But to give you an idea, there's books to read, movies to watch, favorite online stores, and art supply wish list. Now on the back of this is a really nice black and white photo of my daughter and another scrapbooky cluster thing that I made. And I had the idea to make these after watching Adele from Inky Quill. I'll leave a link down below to her channel. I've got a few stickers over here from the Whimsical Cat, the Planner Society, and the Rabbit Tribe. And on the back of this dashboard, I have some post-it notes and some washi tape samples that I made on an old Project Life card. I've also got an adhesive pocket stuck to the back of this dashboard. And so yeah, that's always there whenever I need it. This is a really pretty sheet of vellum paper that I got out of one of the Flow Paper Lovers books. Moving on to this insert, it is homemade. It's not the best, but for my first one, I think I did pretty good. I used this insert for my reading notes, and basically it means if I'm reading a book or I'm listening to a lecture, I'll quickly take down notes. It's maybe a habit that I developed in my college days. I find that if I write down notes as I'm listening to an audiobook or a lecture, then I'm more likely to remember it later on. Plus, it's also good to refer back to. On the back of this insert, I have another black and white photo of myself and my daughter when she was a little bit younger. This one is another paint chip and an embellishment cluster and a sticker from crepe paper, I think it is. Here's the back side of the vellum sheet. Okay, here's another dashboard. I'm really kicking myself for not ordering more B6 Slim dashboards from Chic Sparrow. They're really good quality. I think I've only got 2 in here. Yeah, only 2, but I think I would have preferred 3 or even 4. I just think that they're really cool and they're really nice to have and decorate, and I guess it's another way to sort of make your traveler's notebook extra chunky. So speaking of Chic Sparrow, this is one of their die cut stickers that they sent me, and this is a few little bits and pieces that I had in my stash. This is another die cut from Tickle Pink Planning and another embellishment cluster and some washi tape. On the back of that, I've got a few more stickers and some scrapbook paper. These stickers are from Tender Designs. I've got some from the Rabbit Tribe, Doodles Do. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I keep going to say Doodles Do, but whatever. And another one from the Whimsical Cat. As you can see from the title, this is called Happy Home, and I found this beautiful scrapbooking paper with little houses all over it in the black and white theme. And yeah, I kind of failed at trying to cover up the green there, but I think I'll just add some washi tape. So in this one, I've got things like the master grocery list, the food that my daughter has currently tried and liked and doesn't like. There's also medical information like allergies and business contact info in case I lose my phone and we need to rush our pets to the vet, or we need to rush someone to the doctor. We know what hours they're open, we know what phone number they have, their address, all that sort of thing. There's gift ideas for friends and family. There's a section for recipes and a meal plan. I've also added a metric conversion page because a lot of the recipes that I look up are American, so they might use gallons and ounces, so I have to be able to sort of convert that quickly. My chore roster and an AM and PM routine, and these last 2 kind of helps me circulate the whole house within a 7-day period. On the back of this insert, I've got another die cut from Tickle Pink Planning, a little tiny word sticker that says Planner Girl, a few cute stickers from crepe paper, and this is like a lattice heart punch. This insert here was handmade by me using some dot grid paper that I had left over in my stash. It is titled Ideas because it's literally a place for, and I don't like this term, but brain dumping. I guess you could call it something like random thoughts or tangents. On the back of that insert, I have another Tickle Pink Planning die cut. They're just too cute, so I had to use them all. Some more post-it notes and some bits and pieces. And finally, this is the last insert, the 7th one in here. It's called Moonlight Cabin, which is my brand and my username for everything. Anything to do with my Instagram, the illustrations that I'm working on and projects that I have coming up in the future and ideas for those things are going to go in here, so they're not floating around everywhere else. So you can have a peek at what's inside. I've got account information, my follow account, I might do a tracker for this one, blog and video ideas for things in the future that I want to do, hashtags and account tags. I think this would be really handy for Instagram and also the tags that people use for YouTube videos. I've also been asked to design some printables and collage sheets. I do a lot of illustrative work, and you know, it's really nice, and it's such a compliment to have people sort of ask me to do something like that. So that's why I've also allocated a few pages for concept sketches, and I've also got a page for photo apps and settings that I like to use. There's also websites and suppliers that I buy from, and lecture notes, which is very similar to the reading notes insert, but this is more to do with maybe things like branding or marketing or producing, things like that. On the back of this insert is quite a few decorations. I have several die cuts, and this is a little cutout from Flow magazine. On the other side is the back of the dashboard. I used some black and white marble scrapbook paper to fill it in. Here is a sticker flake of a girl, just randomly. I think it's beautiful, so I just stuck her there, and a few different sticker sheets. And on the back of that is the last die cut from Tickled Pink Planning. And in the pocket at the back, I've got some stickers that I use quite frequently, like the heart checklist and a few little random stickers too. The pen that I'm using for this, I kind of go back and forth between several of them. This is just an El Cheapo rose gold pen that I picked up from Kmart, I think. It's a rollerball, it's got black ink, it works really well. I've got no complaints about it, and it kind of matches, so that makes me happy. So yeah, that's my traveler's notebook at the moment. I hope you guys had fun having a peek through that. Now I've got this other notebook over here. It is nothing special really. I mean, it looks really pretty. It's pale pink, it's got gold little dots. It is kind of marked and banged up now because I use it quite a lot. And I use this, well, I did use it a lot for random brain dumping. Again, with my bullet journal, this one stays on my desk, and up until recently, if I just had a thought that, you know, didn't really belong on a post-it note, I would just slap it in here. But ever since I sort of set up this traveler's notebook, especially with an insert for notes and brain dumping, this one probably won't be used so much. So that's those three. And I also have my creative journal. This one's looking pretty plain at the moment. It does have a few layers of gesso that I've primed it with on the outside. It is a Midori A5 blank notebook. If you guys would like to see a process video of me decorating this, please leave a comment down below and let me know, and I'll make that happen. To give you an idea, this is my creative journal from last year, all decorated. It's pretty chunky, and I have to be honest, I'm still working on a few last pages of December of last year. You know, with most people, December is pretty busy, so I kind of got a little bit delayed with my pages, but I am keeping up with it. This one is my first volume for 2018. And I pretty much use it as a creative daily journal. That's an entry that I did recently. I've since painted on the other side, and unfortunately I got some lavender colored paint on here, but it doesn't bother me so much because it kind of is an art journal as well, so it's going to get messy. I do have a video showing the process of how I made these pages. I'll leave a card in the top right hand corner so you can check that out too. It's more focused on memory keeping and the things that I get up to with my family. But yeah, the main difference between this journal and the other ones that I'm currently using is these are more to do with planning and this is more to do with memory keeping. I think the way that they coincide and the setup that is currently working for me works because some days I'm not able to journal, and on the days that I kind of go back and try and catch up, if I'm sort of stumped for what happened that day, I can refer back to my planners, and in a way that sort of jumpstarts my memory and I'm able to record what happened. It's a system that is currently working for me really well, and I don't see any point in changing it. This one's my creative journal. This one is my everyday carry that leaves the house with me. This one is my bullet journal that stays on my desk. And up until recently, this was my catch-all. And yeah, I think that should do us for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video and seeing my current setup for 2018. I would love to know your current setup for 2018 if you have one, or if you've changed it and modified it in any way. You can let me know in the comment section down below, and while you're there, maybe leave me a thumbs up if you like this video. It would mean a lot to me if you did. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel by hitting the red button down below. Alright everyone, I think that will do us for today, so I will see you all next time. Bye bye.